Well, it's a warm good afternoon to all of our viewers around the country, wherever you might be. It's the 2023-24 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League season. It's round 9, the halfway mark. I'm Ryan Sachs. I'll be joined alongside by Ian Butterworth. Ian, how are you?
Look, I'm well, and let's hope, and I hope for the sake of the competition, that Palmerston, they had over 200 points kicked against them last week and kicked the first 2 goals of the game. So let's hope that they can maintain some pressure and some scoring pressure on the scoreboard. Most important, Palmy playing at home. Looking forward to the game.
Absolutely. It's Palmerston taking on PINT. Palmerston's season hasn't been great, as we just discussed, but PINT very much in the finals mix, Ian. So not only would a win be crucial for them, but just going by the other scores around the ground, of course, Tiwi getting over the Wanderers, and as far as it is now, it's St Mary's getting over the Buffaloes, and of course later tonight we've got Nightcliff taking on in a massive game against Waratah. So obviously massive implications this game, and PINT would want to keep in touch with those guys.
Look, you're quite right. It's an absolute must for the Pointers if they want to keep in touch with the top 5. It seemed to be settled, but Darwin, the wheels have fallen off a little bit off the Buffalo boys, and the Pointers, they will keep going, and hopefully today they will. And they've got an interesting in. Lockie O'Brien played, I reckon, 60-odd games with the Blue Baggers. First game for the Pointers.
Absolutely. The 10th pick back in 2017 for the Blue Baggers, famous club, of course, and now finds himself up here after being delisted, hoping to find another opportunities in the big league. But of course, just looking at a few stats here, Ian, both sides are going pretty well with their disposals, going at around about 73% for Palmerston, 72% for
which is
PINT.
Interesting for such lowly placed teams.
Exactly, and I think that's just something really nice to build off for the Magpies. If they can get the ball, they know they can use it well. So it's just a case of, beating PINT to the ball first, and PINT are pretty good at getting to the ball first, ranked 2nd in clearances, 2nd in tackles, most 1%ers, most spoils in the comp. They look good, PINT, on paper, don't they, Ian?
They do, but they're without Ethan Penrith, who was one of the mighty defensive players for the Pointers last week. He's out, but Stephen Motlop's back there, as is Warwick Williams, and certainly the tall man, Brad Ryan, brother of the skipper. The skipper's not playing either, so they've got a few out.
So good opportunity for the Magpies, we're saying here, Ian. Home ground advantage, of course, and it's a lovely evening here as we get round 9 rolling. It's Palmerston and PINT.
It is indeed. Ball tossed up. Over they go. Power probably won the hit out, but PINT will get the clearance off the ground, but it's centre half back, a defensive mark taken. They started, as I said, so well last week, but by the end of the game, they were really at 6s and 7s and had no answer. That's Mattiazzo. Kicks forward. Can they take a mark down there? Yes, they can. In front, big Matthew Gook. Well over 2 metres tall, I would suggest. Haven't got his stats here, but we need to get his stats because he is a very, very tall man. PINT will get the clearance, kick across the face of goal, and they have the steadier. Stephen Motlop, I see, back in defence again. An unusual position for him. We've seen throughout all of his pretty good AFL career with Geelong and Port Adelaide. Played basically as an outside forward, and we need to get rid of that marquee because we can't see what's happening in there. But I would think that it's probably a mark.
I'll try to fill you in there, Ian. I just tried to grab a look under the tent there. It was good pressure from Palmerston there, just to smother the ball. It looked like maybe PINT were going to work it out, but no, Palmerston putting the pressure on early, and that's what we're looking for.
Kicked across the face of goal. Now we can see what's going on. Big power onto the left foot. Kicks forward. Where's Cook? Can't take the mark. The PINT defence. Closed shop. Watertight defence it was last week. Needs to be again. Motlop gets the handball away. Held up in the tackle. Very, very strong tackle by Adam Parry, who normally has a lot of work to do down back, and he started the day off well for the Maggies.
And a good bit of territory for the Magpies as well early on.
Cook, nice tap out. Ball on the ground, in dispute. Motlop, fresh air shot. It'll be held up again in the field umpire, I would suggest. Would say to the blokes, gentlemen, give it to me. And the last one up, Matthew Cook. I have to take the tap. A tall man, beaten to the bounce. Ball on the ground, ball in dispute. Palmerston working their way around. Riley Lua. But the ball is out of bounds, and probably a kick around from the Palmerston goal at right half forward, grandstand side here at Cazalys Oval Arena.
Yeah, just a little bit of pushing and shoving as well going on between a couple of players. So a little bit of passion in this game early on, Ian.
Well, the Pointers have the ball in their forward line. They want to make the most of it. The defence of Pint. Kick the ball out. Now it's outside defensive 50. How will the umpires see that? Did he have any options? Probably not, and probably the correct decision, as usual, from the men in green and grey.
So I think from a Pint point of view, it's probably a pretty average start, Ian, I must say. They've been engaged in a few tight tosses like this early on.
We haven't got a clock running here, so we'll just have to hopefully we'll get the clock running for the time of the quarter. But it's still early days. Kicked off the ground by Liam Holt-Fitz, who kicked 3 goals for the Pointers in the opening term last week. Pint have the ball. Silver Yusuf hasn't played much. Yusuf picks it up, kicks and does what he normally does. Silver Yusuf, goal for Pint. And Silver Yusuf, we haven't seen him for a couple of weeks, but he does what he does best.
Yeah, and that is kicking goals, Ian, and obviously a great start for Pint. It just seemed like maybe Palmerston were going to snag that first one. The ball was kind of living on that right side of the screen on that half of the field, but no, good little response there from Pint just to work it forward and, of course, finish off strongly there. And even as we go on here, the Palmerston crowd will get a bit more vocal as the game wears on. The sun's still very much up, so it's still pretty warm here at Cazalys Arena, but I think at some point that crowd will play a bit of a role.
But that was the first entry for the Pointers, and they got a goal out of it, so
very efficient.
It says a lot for their efficiency. Yep, back in the middle. In dispute. Pint will get the Palmerston will get the clearance. They do it nicely. Out to Mattiazzo, has had a couple of touches. Right half forward. And of course they do play in front of the tent. And we can't see a thing. Cross the face of goal. Mark dropped, picked up. Palmerston kick on goal. Down back, nice defensive mark. And the Pointers will clear. Series of handballs, away they go. The big left foot on the outer scoreboard side here at the arena, and the ball is tumbled out of bounds, pretty much on the wing.
Yeah, still plenty of positive signs for the Magpies at the moment. I thought that was a pretty good entry. Just a bit of a shame that they can't just find that target inside 50. Maybe that's just something they're lacking.
Well, they've got a few tools down there, but they just can't seem to get the handle.
Do see the towering Matthew Gook over there in the pocket on the far side, so he would definitely be looked at as a potential target as this one wears on.
He will. Power up against McDonald. Power, bigger body, works his way to the front. And it comes. Nice entry. Orlando Turner. The defence once again smothered off the boot. That takes such a lot of courage, and they do it so well, Palmerston. It's one of their great attributes. Again, the handball out wide. Inside, Warwick Williams, the effervescent Warwick Williams. Terrible kick forward. Can they make something of it? The Pint defence, it makes it a little bit easier for the defenders. And Nathan Dowsett. But they muck it up and lose it. Running around with the football. One bounce. Runs, kicks long. It's where they've got to go. Over the back. Mattiazzo again. Terrific effort by him. Handball out of trouble. In there, Stephen Motlop. What he does is always clean. Over the football. Kelbfell. We were talking about him before the game. Gets a lot of the football and not much recognition, but he's a terrific player, Sam Kelbfell, for Pint. And there he is. We mentioned he'll be best on the ground for Palmerston. Ashton Hams, his first possession. Palmerston go forward. Stephen Motlop. Nice handball. Another handball. Worked their way out of defence. Struggling into the sun. And the mark taken defensively. Out wide, they've got the player.
Ooh. was a good switch, but it's been cut off immediately by Pine, and now a massive chance to get on the board here with a big turnover goal.
Yusuf once again, but we can't see again. Yusuf goes inside and does it nicely. And the big man, Jai Hayward, takes the mark. Certainly within kicking distance. They won the toss and kicked, presumably with the breeze, the pointers, so you would expect the breeze is at his back. Can't see a flag, so I don't know which way the wind's blowing. But Hayward it is. Kicks awful across the face of body, across his body, and out of bounds. Missed everything to the left-hand side.
Well, you talked about the wind, Ian, and there's actually a bit of rain developing behind us, so wondering if that might play effect a little bit later, but yeah, it's hard to kind of see which way the breeze is going at the moment.
Nathan Dowsett, dangerous handball out to Hams. Hams breaks the tackle, does it nicely. Hams runs his full measure, goes inside, into the corridor. Palmerston, are they away? They are. Mark taken left half back. Now back into the corridor. But it's chipped off, it's cut off, and it's cut off really, really nicely. That time by Kyle Kirk. Kirk goes forward, and Silver Yusuf, I reckon he's got a brace.
Yeah, well, that's where Pine are winning this game at the moment. It's just a little bit of clumsiness, not enough awareness from Palmerston, I would think, at the moment. Just a couple of turnovers, and it's just all ending up going at Pine's way. And I reckon Shannon Motlop here on the bench, he looks very stern from where we are, but I reckon he'll be pretty happy that his team is switched on and ready to make that turnover play.
Scoreboard pressure means a lot, doesn't it?
Absolutely, especially when you're playing away from your home ground. It's what you need. But absolutely, probably the best start Pint could have at the moment. So they look really sharp at the moment. Palmerston haven't been too bad either. It's just a few costly mistakes at the moment.
Our screen's a little bit dark. I don't know whether they can lighten that up for us. Field umpire. Up they go. Ball into the, who'll get the clearance? Warwick Williams. His last kick was a dud. What happens this time? This one looks better off the boot. Warwick Williams goes forward. Well forward. Left half forward. Pint in attack. Ashton Hams. As usual, Mark dropped out there. Should have taken the mark. Such Taylor. The Pint will clear up. They've got everything their own way, the Pointers.
They're just so strong that way, I reckon, Ian.
Yep, and this is Kyle Kirk.
And I think the biggest issue for Palmerston is Pine are back in form. Obviously, they had some hiccups along the way, but then they've beaten Wanderers and Tiwi, and now I reckon that the confidence within Pint would just be at an all-time high at the moment, particularly as we get closer and closer to this Christmas break.
Yeah, don't want to be cruel, but they've had the soft part of the draw, but they had the hard part of the draw early, so Kirk kicks on goal. Does he make the distance? He does make the distance, and
nails it.
Goal umpire, he's nailed it.
Well, I think a win's a win, Ian, and I reckon they're on track early in this one, as per paper would say. But yeah, just not too sure what's going on with Palmerston at the moment, Ian. We've discussed it a little bit prior to going on air, just about sort of things like effort, not to discredit them at all. So, but just plenty of mistakes just happening from Palmerston, not enough composure, and Pine are just right there to pounce on them, I reckon.
They are, aren't they? Tyson Mattiazzo, my mind goes back. I reckon there was a Mattiazzo that played for Palmerston, might have been North Darwin, Palmerston, back in the good old days, dare I say it, Ryan. Back in the middle. Power, beaten, ball on the ground. Pine get the all-important clearance. Left half forward, good tackle, ball falls free in the tackle, good umpiring, call to play on. Williams, he's got his name on the football. Williams kicks into the corridor, gets it out wide to Stephen Motlop. Williams and Motlop dominating down back. That's one of the reasons why Palmerston can't break through. Probably ran his full distance there. I reckon if he'd have been if he'd have been in the Olympic Games, he would have won the 100 metre sprint.
Yeah, but good opportunity now, just for a little bit of composure from the Magpies, just to sort of just be slow. But he wants to know. He's going long, Ian.
He's going long to a 2-on-1, and the 2 win. And they've got the handball to the other one of the 2. Out they go, big Brad Ryan. Will he go back? No, he kicks inside and the mark taken back in the corridor. Kelfell again. Kelfell gets it out wide. Mitch Palmer. Palmer goes forward. Hard work there. Off the boot. Holt Fitz kicks and, as I said at the start, kicked 3 goals in the opening term last week, but last week was, I reckon, 7 days ago.
And a week is a long time in footy.
My word it is. This one, his first one is missed. Ashton Hams brings the ball back in, looking for and finding Luke Partington. Nice kick in. The ball's been swallowed. But there it is. It emerges and it's out of bounds on the wing.
Yeah, just having a look at the stats further in, PINT ranked 4th for intercept possessions, so they do this pretty well.
Back inside, big Power, gets the ball out, Power. That's Alexander Page. Power and Page, similar body size and shape. But again, the PINT defence holds up and holds up strongly. Smythe. Stephen Motlop. He's going to wear his boot out today, I reckon. Into the corridor. The Pointers seem to prefer the corridor. One handball, then another one. They're going to lose it. It's got to be precise. It's not precise. Are Palmerston good enough to take the advantage? They might be. They might get a free kick out of that, and well done. That was a good free kick by the field umpire. Certainly played his full measure and lost the footy, Ethan Smith.
Yeah, just great forward pressure there from Palmerston. Of course,
yes.
PINT, as we've just seen for most of this game, have just been able to just work it out, just be clean and composed coming out of their defensive 50, but now just great pressure from, I'm not too sure who that is, Ian, but...
It might be Ben Agnew, I'm not sure. He looks a bit that way.
But great pressure, and if the goals come this way, then that's what matters.
Keep your eye on him, I reckon it might be. Directly in front, kicks on goal, and I reckon he's done enough to get it over the top. Number 30 it was Andrew Mead-Harding. No, it wasn't.
Don't have it 30, oh.
30's not on the...
We'll have a look at that at quarter time, but yeah, great finish there and great work from him to get that free kick and nail the shot on goal, and maybe just a little bit of a spark now for the Magpies. It's exactly what they needed against PINT, who obviously had the hot start with 3 goals already, so... just ticking over the 15-minute mark. It's probably not going to be a long quarter in, but no. Yeah, just a good response there from Palmerston.
3-1-19 to 1 straight 6. The all-important clearance. Field umpire looks like he's going to bounce. He does, and does it really, really nicely. Over the top, Power. Probably beaten, but his second effort was good. High tackle in there. Play on called the umpire. Hams gets it out by hand. No, it's not Hams. Ooh. Yeah, pretty crude old tackle there, wasn't it, on Miles Paholke. He'll take the free kick, a warranted free kick. Goes forward once again. Looks for and finds a teammate out there, the skipper, Philip Wills. Where will Wills go? Mark drop. Lucky that's not a plum pudding. It's not quite Christmas, because that would have finished up all over his face. That was a dead set sitter. And they're the ones they need to get.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make the most of every opportunity.
Every opportunity is super crucial against PINT. And I reckon there's a really good chance here. It looks like a free man possibly out the back for Palmerston. So I wonder what they can use out of that.
PINT out the back, as you called. Nice tackle. Strong tackle that time by Wills, the skipper. They go forward, not 15. Play on called the umpire. Warwick Williams runs around, centres the ball to the centre half back. The tall man, his brother's not playing, Matty Ryan, the skipper, having a rest. Up they fly, no mark. Ball was contested, ball is out of bounds, pretty much on the wing. Palmerston might be a millimetre in attack.
Yeah, well, I'm interested to see your take, but I reckon Palmerston have been probably dominating, not dominating, but having the territory at the moment, I reckon, Ian. So
yes, but it's that defence, that really watertight defence of PINT down there with Williams, Motlop, Kelfell's another one. Kelfell it was there, got the ball away. Up they fly, 2-on-1, and the one got it. That should have been paid the mark, but it wasn't. Maybe the field umpire thought it was touched from one of those players behind, and the mark not taken. Andrew Mead-Harding was the point player in front there. Out they go, Warwick Williams. Goodness gracious, he's had enough of the football too. He and Motlop have just been so strong. Pint one way, then the other. Palmerston defence under pressure. Poor kick, Power, runs over the football. Strong work, Kelfell. Gets it out wide. Teammate in short, couldn't take the mark. Hovering out wide once again. Oh, slap in the old face there, and courageous work there by Mulholland for Palmerston. Runs around onto the left foot. I reckon he's kicked that across the face of goal.
It is a behind.
It is 3-2-20 to 1 straight 6.
Well, one thing, Ian, that I'm sure both of us have noticed about Pint games is maybe the goal inaccuracy. It's just been a little bit of an issue, I'd say. I think it was last week.
It certainly was, yep.
So wondering if that might play into effect in this one. They've already got 2 behinds and, of course, Palmerston with the 1 straight. So maybe it might just be something that lets Palmerston into the game a little bit later on down the line.
Hams giving instruction. It worked. They'll clear their defensive 50. Nice mark taken by the big man.
And good composure here from Magpies.
Yeah, well, it was. You're quite right. In the corridor. What's on offer there?
I've jinxed it, Ian. I've jinxed it.
They turned it over, and Brad Ryan, as he normally does, gets it out by hand to Palmer. Palmer by hand once again. Warwick Williams, if you don't mind, Williams runs on goal, and he's nailed it. Warwick Williams, he's playing across half back.
Well, on behalf of all Pint fans, I think I should owe them an apology. And I thought it was looking pretty good. It was nice short balls, and then it was just a skill error again, and it's the turnover. Pint have pounced again, and just issues with that ball movement. I mean, we discussed it earlier that they're going at 73% for disposal efficiency. So it's not like they've, for the whole season, have been bad at moving the ball. So they know they can do it, so we're just not seeing it that much at the moment.
So in ruck for Palmerston, Ben Power, probably Connor McDonald, unless there's the chop out. Field umpire looks like he prefers to bounce. He does, and he does it beautifully.
Cracking bounce.
Yeah, Power just parks his big body under the football, but well done by McDonald. Kick off the ground. Play on called the umpire, rightly so. He's been busy. Palmer gets it out. Almost Ashton. It's not Ashton Hams, but it's Ben Agnew. But running into an open goal once again, and misses to the near side.
Yeah, probably a little bit of alarms going on at Palmerston. Now Pint just having those shots on goal, and they love to get a lot of shots on goal, do Pint. So issues early, because if more of these go through, it could be over pretty quickly. This time I want to see Pint. So Palmerston with that composure. No skill errors, Ian. I won't say anything that time.
Ashton Hams has a player running across him. Perry Lewis Smith. Right full back to Hams. Where's he going this time? He's going to run his full measure. Under no pressure. Kicks long outside defensive 50. Under the scoreboard, we can see it, 4-3-27. We can't see the other one. We're into time on in the first term. Bending down, courageously played. Power gets it out, nice handball. Palmerston are on the march. But they turn it over once again, Ryan, and it's just monotonous. They turn it over the back, no mark taken. Silver Yusuf tries to break the tackle, can't quite do it. And Such Taylor has done pretty well down back for the Maggies. They'll switch the play. Pint have the footy and the mark taken. Jai Hayward.
On a pretty tight angle, it looks like Ian, so he's got his work cut out for him, maybe if he senses this, or well, he does look like he's going for it.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Clearly he's confident in his abilities. Tough angle.
Kicks on goal and will miss to the near side. Out of bounds on the full, I think. I heard a whistle down there, probably by the boundary umpire.
Yes, you are correct, Ian.
And Perry Lewis-Smith.
But I think PINT wouldn't mind him having a shot from there. Obviously, we're getting pretty late in the first quarter. Nearly 23 minutes gone. I don't think it would be too much longer, Ian. But, yeah, Palmerston looking to hold out here.
Lewis-Smith kicks the ball. PINT will carry the ball across the line. And that was Brad Ryan, who was so good last week against interspersed among a watertight defence by the Pointers, by the green and gold team. Boundary umpire. Toss the ball in. Over the back. Lewis-Smith. Just probably hesitated. Miles Paholke. Palmerston on the march. Will they get held up? They won't. Chip along the ground. Clever kick. Inside by hand. But easy as you like. And the Pointers will clear. They can make a mistake and still clear the football. Good tackle. Ball came out with a tackle. Play on called the umpire. Correct decision. Big power. Dragged over the line. It takes a fair bit.
Yeah, he's a big hunk of a man.
He is, isn't he? He's going to be a big boy when he grows up.
Oh, I would not love him running into me at all, Ian, I'll tell you that much.
Correct. Tossed in by the boundary umpire. Probably a gentle giant. Sold the dummy. Handball to a teammate, but he was certainly well out of bounds, and that's Perry Lewis-Smith.
Yeah, it just seems like both sides just kind of playing for the siren at the moment, Ian, so surely cannot be too far away.
It's a 24 coming up 25 minutes, 4-3-27 PINT. The Maggies, 1 straight 6. Over the back. Alexander Page in the ruck. And there it is, you're quite right, 4-3-27 the Pointers. It's the siren for the end of the first quarter, 4-3-27. The Maggies, they are 1 straight 6, but they're on the board.
Absolutely, and they did need that one. It was from a really good bit of play as well, that forward turnover, and we're looking to see a lot more of it. Palmerston with work to do, but we'll be right back after this short break for the second quarter.
Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Cazalys Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
And a bit of constructive talk. I know it's hard, we've been all from the same footy club, but we've come together for this. Show that passion in the MC Guernsey, get it in their face.
to go for the run. It's the pirate. It's the pirate.
Let's get this game underway here at TIO Stadium in Darwin.
Played their hearts out, and obviously it's not what we play 6-6-6 and 7 on the bench, so it was a little bit different, but you know what, we can't ask for anything more. The girls put their bodies on the line, and they went in and they went hard, and you know, some of it was unrewarded, but that's footy.
Well, it's welcome back to Cazalys Arena, round 9 of the 2023-24 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League game between Palmerston Magpies and PINT Football Club. Ian, it was a very hot start from PINT. Where did it come from?
Look, I don't know, I don't care, because what they've done, they've shifted the marquee and we can actually see 3/4 of the ground now. But look, I think it certainly came from their all-round ability and the defence, the work out of defence of Williams, Motlop and the big fella Brad Ryan down there. They just stopped everything. So it's a 21-point lead to the Pinters at quarter time, with the score being 4-3-27 to 1 straight 6 to Palmerston. Palmerston weren't out of the game by any stretch, but they just lose their avenue to goal. They've got some talls down there. Big Matthew Gook, who we suggest would be towering over 2 metres tall. They've moved the big man off Benjamin Power onto the pine. Not sure whether that's the right reason, but nonetheless, that's in the coach's work by there. And Alexander Paish will take the ruck work for Palmerston.
Speaking of coaches, Ian, both of them had very strong messages for their side. Shannon Motlop of PINT was very strong towards the side. I won't replicate what he said exactly, Ian. It's just some...
He wasn't profane, was he?
A few bit of French language in there, Ian.
No.
But he was very, very sharp about his side playing for it. I'm not too sure what it may be, but I'm assuming it's finals and it's getting the win here.
I would suggest you're right. Yep. Back in the middle. Up they go. Pace probably want it down, but who'll get the important clearance? Ball on the ground, ball in dispute. Play on called the umpire. This time he'll blow the whistle and say, gentlemen, give it to me, please. Ashton Hams seems to be in the middle of the ground there. I'm not sure whether he's on the ball or whether he's just moved up from his normal defensive position. But perhaps he should be down at defence, because PINT go forward and PINT take the mark. Ball slips free. Running hard, well done. Palmerston clear the football. The stern words from the coach might have worked a little bit there. Bad luck, just couldn't find the handle. That time, they didn't need to. There's Matthew Gook, the man we were looking for. Matthew Gook kicks it forward, not with terribly much elegance, and PINT through the agency there of Benjamin Smythe will clear the football. He gets it out. Handball outside defensive 50. Stephen Motlop sells the dummy, goes backwards inside the corridor, looks for Williams. That's his man. Williams does it, and does it precisely. Bennett Bennett will go forward. Good defensive work. On the ground, in dispute. Silver Yusuf pushed unceremoniously. Good umpiring there by the boundary umpire. It wasn't completely across. The second time it was, so the ball is out of bounds, but well in the right half forward area for the visitors. PINT.
Yeah, just a little bit of issue there for Palmerston. Just felt like PINT moved that a little bit too easy for their liking, I reckon. So just wondering if they need to tighten up in that mid area.
McDonald in front, ball on the ground. Man who's played extremely well, hasn't got much of a left foot and kicks it across the face of goal, and that's Kyle Kirk, who's been busy.
Well, regardless, it's still in a very, very dangerous position for PINT.
Yep.
For Palmerston, sorry. It's, yeah, just a lot of options here for PINT, I reckon. Just wondering what sort of the plan is.
Well, they've got to knock it to the front. They've got to knock it to the front. They do, but they running around the Palmerston PINT anticipated that, and the ball is held up.
Interesting to see, Ian, that basically outside of that forward 50 areas, everyone's set up on the far wing, and there is no one out here, so wondering if they can get it out here, get some space, get it moving.
Hams, I don't know whether, can you just check up, see if Hams is playing on the ball or whether he's down back, because he got the clearance. This time it's the other man who's played extremely well, and that is Paholke. This is Hams. Will go onto the left foot. What's he got? Not much. Kick, more in hope. No.
It was a good ball.
Yeah, it was a good ball, and the skipper's taken the mark, Philip Wills. Still in defensive area. Territory, grandstand side. Wills, will he clear? He does, and does it beautifully. Well done, Wills. Yep. Levi Grigg, nice kick. Powerful kick. Cook can't take the mark. If he could get his get the sticky stuff on his hands and take a mark, he'd be very, very useful down front there for Palmerston.
Now, to your point, Ian, before about Hams, I reckon he's playing on ball. He's just rushed into this contest here just to join it. So I reckon he's made the move. I reckon, though, he's still playing a little bit of 50-50 along that half back. He's doing everything, Hams. Good on him.
Yeah, my word. Because there he is. He's got the football. Might have been touch high. The field umpire missed that one, but his mate picked it up, and it's a warranted free kick.
What can they get here? What option is presented here for Hams?
Ashton Hams. Got the hurry up. Sells the dummy. Goes forward. And looking for a teammate out there in Riley Lua, but unfortunately was over his head.
Yeah, not the first time we've seen a skill error from Palmerston, Ian, so just those short balls, you just got to get them right.
So 4.5 minutes in, the score hasn't moved. Still a 21-point lead to PINT. Ball on the ground, in dispute. This time they get it clear. Over halfway. In the back. Here's our man. Runs his full measure. Kicks and kicks. Oh, does he kick well? Handball over the top. And just nicely done. That's the first score on the board, Jai Hayward.
And PINT are getting around him as well.
But the man that did the damage there was Kyle Kirk. I thought he was too good.
And you just keep saying his name, I reckon, Ian.
Yep.
He's just popping up too often for Palmerston's liking, I reckon. Just having a look down back towards Palmerston's half forward line, there is a lot of talking between a few players, Ian. Just wondering what they're discussing. Maybe are they coming up to help the midfielders? What's getting discussed in that little group, Ian?
Well, it would have to be something that the coaches said at the break, whether they're just reinforcing that, because there's just no point having a chat if you're not getting the footy. 5-3-33 PINT. Magpies, Palmerston, 1 straight 6. 5 coming up 6 minutes into Q2. Tossed up. Over the top. Nice ruck work by Paish. They're winning the ruck, I reckon, Palmerston. The combination of Paish and power. They haven't had Gook in there yet. Perhaps they'll make the change, because he's not proving effective down forward. I don't wish to be cruel to the young man, but he's getting his hand to the football. He's got to take the mark. That's McDonald. Receives the handball. PINT on the move. Flattened after he disposed. Play on called the field umpire. There's our man again. Goodness gracious, he's had it. Kyle Kirk.
Pint. Free kick, shot on goal, holding the man,
And our
says
man.
the umpire.
Well, someone's realised that he's getting a lot of the football. They tried to bury him, but it didn't work because all he got was a free kick, and it was a warranted free kick. He'll be on his distance. Oh, no, he's certainly well within distance, isn't he? Just right of centre, so left of centre, so it suits the right footer. Kyle Kirk.
Absolutely looking for their 6th goal to increase the lead to 33 points.
Kirk. He can get the footy. Can he kick goals? Can he kick goals? That's very, very good.
Absolutely, he can, Ian, as it turns out. Gee, he's tearing it apart at the moment, Ian. What has Palmerston got to do? Do we chuck a tag on him?
Yeah, well,
what do they got to do, Ian, do you reckon?
That's the point, I reckon. And there's no point putting Ashton Hams on him because Hams is probably holding his own anyway. It's difficult to rob Peter to pay Paul. But someone's got to get hold of that man because he's on the ball, Kirk, and then he's resting up forward. Kicked a goal while resting up forward.
Yeah, well, Pint bench just to our right here, Ian, looks very relaxed, very calm. Of course, you would be with the 33-point lead. Looking at Palmerston, just a few talks, a few looking around, a few notes getting written down. So just wondering, what are they looking to improve? Obviously, they need to be on their man a bit more. It just seems like Pint just moving a bit too freely. So what can they do to limit that?
Yeah, well, that's... Again, probably a fingernail to it by Page. Second effort pretty good. Palmerston will get the clearance. Away they go, the Maggies. The Maggies go forward. Stephen Motlop has got 10 metres on his opponent. Goes by hand to Williams. The old 1-2. Motlop doesn't know what to do, whether he should kick it 60 metres or pass it. Finally, he kicks it 60 metres. Picked up by the man who's kicked 2 goals in the opening term, Silver Yusuf. He is wrapped up.
Well, that's something you can't do. You can't leave Stephen Motlop with all the time in the world because he will hurt you, Ian, I reckon.
Yeah, he's too clever. In front, the big man who's got the chop out. Power, back in the ruck. Picked up the pointers. Go forward. Holt, Fitz, lurking. Scrow over the football. Gets it to Holt Fitz. Holt Fitz goes forward. And I reckon he's picked that up, Yusuf. The field umpire agrees with me.
Your call, Ian, I reckon.
Right, yep, my word. So Silver Yusuf has a couple. Right footer. Inside forward 50. Usually a dead eye. We'll kick this, Ryan, and inflict more pain.
I'm holding you to that, Ian.
Palmy. Okay.
I've already had my curse, so...
But I can change my mind. Yusuf kicks on goal.
Oh, how about that?
He does it nicely. He does it nicely. That's what he gets paid the big bucks for. Not sure whether he's getting paid big bucks, but certainly 3 goals in a quarter and 10 minutes of football. That's useful for your high half forward.
It's a bit more than useful, I would say, Ian. But, yeah, not liking the energy of the Palmerston players. Even during that set shot, that a few were just squatting down and just kind of looking away, not looking very interested in the game, Ian. And obviously, when you play particularly junior footy or footy across anything, you're always doing everything that you can to put your opponent off. The old, your shoes are untied, all of that sort of stuff.
That's one of the easy parts of footy, isn't it? I mean, it's pretty hard to get it because there's always someone on the opposition wants to get it as well. So big power.
Maybe just Palmerston got to refer back to those old tactics just to get some energy into the game.
Power it is in the ruck. And the chop out there is Jai Hayward. Pint, will they get the clearance? They will get the clearance. A series of handballs. Gets the ball back this time to Bennett. Bennett goes forward. Good defence. But our man kicks on goal.
He made a mistake, Ian.
Can't have that.
I'm joking.
I've given him 2 ticks already.
Oh, but he is tearing it up so far.
Is, yep.
He is going to be best on ground as far as we're concerned, I reckon.
Well, if they give it to half-time, he will.
Big first half he's had.
Palmerston, I've seen something. Runs his full measure. Long kick outside defensive 50. Power. Contested mark. Kelfell. Like the way he plays. Back to Kelfell. Kelfell out the back by hand. They go forward, touched off the boot. Power, lumbering, knocked off the football. Kicked inside by the busy man in there, and that player is Embleton. Embleton's been a very, very good. Palmerston, they will clear. The skipper's got it. And a good mark taken there. Solid mark taken, Orlando Turner. The youngster makes a mistake. Ball on the ground in dispute. Dowsett. Gets away, not sure.
Hand passing.
Yeah, well, it was a waste, wasn't it, of possession, because PINT will get it. Maybe they won't get it. 2-on-1. Nice tackle there in defence by Dowsett again. Field umpire letting it go here. Ball still moving. No whistle. Ball still moving. Out they come.
Oh,
PINT.
no.
And is this our man? No, it's not.
Yeah, well, he was just left alone in the goal square, so I think Palmerston were too worried about our man Ian and just left
Nicholas Steele.
Yes, leaving him just wide open in the goal square.
Well, no one within 10 metres. I think they were too worried about our man Steele, a left footer.
And he's just sent that back to Darwin.
He just nudges it through.
And just falling asleep at the wheel, Palmerston. It clearly looked like they were ball watching and caught, as you said, 10 metres far out of position. And now it's a 46-point lead. 8 goals for 52 for PINT. Magpies with the one straight. So major, major issues for Palmerston. And dare I say, I know there was a little bit of the ball bobbling around on the ground, but I think that was another score from turnover, Ian. Another one.
Can you see our man Lockie O'Brien? He's not on the bench, is he? There's no splinters in his backside. You can just pick up where he's playing, please.
We'll keep an eye on that.
Lockie O'Brien, 60-odd games with the Blue Baggers. First game with the Pinters. Up they go. PINT. Jai Hayward gets it down. PINT will get the all-important clearance. Luke Partington gets the ball out to a teammate out there, Kelfell. Kelfell's had a mountain of possession. Now, did Kelfell kick that, or will we give it to our man here who kicked the last goal? Looks like our man here who kicked the last goal, so he's got 2 within a minute.
Well, to your point, your question just before, Lockie O'Brien is in defence for Palmerston, but it's not been a great debut for him at the moment. But I reckon almost we needed a score review there. Little kick off the line, but just far too easy for PINT at the moment. They are just rolling Palmerston, and Palmerston have nothing to answer.
Well, 14 minutes into the second term, and in this quarter, PINT have kicked 5 goals, Palmerston scoreless. And that's a true reflection, because they're getting the clearance and they're rolling it forward.
If you could read a textbook about footy, I reckon PINT would be showing up pretty strongly at the moment.
They would indeed. Hayward beaten in the tap, ball on the ground, but it's whoever gets the clearance that counts. And this man, he's really, really busy. He's Embleton, gets the ball out and threw the ball away. And
big chance here.
Hams goes forward. 2-on-1. Again, the Palmerston forwards getting their hand to the football. They need that sticky stuff on their hands. That's a good mark, but that's Ashton Hams. He doesn't need any sticky stuff on his hands. He's fantastic, isn't he? Brodie Church, the veteran, kicks on goal. Nice kick into the square. Who can take the mark? No one can take the mark. Ball on the ground in dispute and a rush behind, but it advances the Maggies. They go to 1-1-7 to 9-4-58, 15 minutes in.
Yeah, just needed that mark inside 50 there, Palmerston. The ball is just bobbling too much in the air. Just need to get 2 hands to it, take it out of the air.
Stephen Motlop giving instruction down there, and why not? Ball goes out. The old 1-2, but he ignored him. Oh my goodness gracious.
He won't be happy with that.
Smythe.
Oh, especially with the turnover here.
Doesn't matter, really, does it? Palmer. Onto the left foot, Mitch Palmer gets it out nicely to the big man. They go forward, and there's Silver Yusuf once again well within scoring distance.
Gee, it's just not looking good.
He's a live wire, isn't he?
Oh, he is great. Oh, wow. Seriously, what's What number is he going for now?
Well, number 4, he's got 2 in the first and 1 in the second.
Setting up for a massive night out.
Yusuf. I picked him the last time. Will I pick him again to kick the goal? No, I won't this time. So going back to bring the ball back, Adam Parry.
Now, just an interesting thought. I know you can't see it on the screen for the viewers, but Palmerston set up very far towards their forward line, and there's leaving this about a 30-metre gap between their half-back line and about the midway before the next player. So just wondering, and it seems like they're going to go down the middle. There's just a group of players just waiting there. So
that's the plan, obviously.
Yes, got to get moving, Palmerston.
The skipper, Palmerston, brings the ball back in front. No mark taken. Gets it out by hand. Clever. Gets it to Parry. Parry onto the right boot. What'll he do? Keeps the ball in play. Well done to Lewis Smith. Side forward 50, over the back. Can they go forward further? Can they? Can they? Ball on the ground, ball in dispute. PINT defence working overtime. One way, Church, then the other. Dragged off the football. And I reckon that's our tall man. Kicked the goal. That's our man, Matthew Gook. He kicked the goal. That's what they looked for.
Well, that's probably PINT's first mistake in defence, and they have been impeccable.
Mightn't have been Gook. I reckon that time it was Tyson Mattiazzo. We'll give that to Mattiazzo, I reckon.
Yeah, but that is one goal that they desperately needed, the Magpies. It was just a good bit of work there. The ball movement going in was good. Obviously, the kick over the back on the wing, and finally, Ian, they get there. They get what they want. They've still got a long way to go to catch back up with PINT, but it's good signs.
My word, it's better than going the other way.
Absolutely.
Back in the middle, Hayward, the chop out. McDonald having a rest. McDonald usually rests on the forward line. I don't see him on the bench. Back they go. Hayward it was. No, it was McDonald. He's back off the pine. Kicks it forward. Over the back. Who's got the quick legs? Who has got the quick legs? Rushed behind. Looked to get it out to Yusuf.
I reckon he was trying to go for the 2019 goal of the year by Jack Higgins. The old throw it around the goalpost.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to be, but still, PINT, they can score.
Well, they're at the right end of the ground, as you would always say.
Absolutely, they are.
Boundary umpire. Nice high one for the contest. Hayward over the back. Back by hand, nicely. PINT, kick on goal. No mark taken down there. And the errant kick there was by Luke Partington.
Temperatures cooling down here in Palmerston as the sun goes down in a lovely sunset in the background.
Don't care about that, but it's right in our eyes. Right forward pocket, PINT deep in attack. Hayward over the back. Paich, at least contested. The man down there for Palmerston, Perry Lewis, has been busy. Hams been
Switches
busier.
on.
Hams across the face of goal. Mark taken, Dowsett, been all right.
Ooh.
Dowsett clears defensive 50, goes for the boundary line, and I say it every week, the boundary line is still the defender's best friend, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I reckon he had a couple of options.
Yeah.
I reckon he had a couple of options. For me, that looked like a kick that was just looking to waste some time in. So
Okay.
I don't think he was looking for a player there. So
if you're in green and grey, out in the middle of the field, you would have paid a free kick, wouldn't you?
I reckon it was close, but I reckon.
Shallow throw in. PINT, the beneficiaries, go forward. Warwick Williams. I reckon that's his first possession, which is quiet for him in this second term. Over the back, handball. Dangerous to handball in defence. Don't kick it, boys. Don't clear defence, whatever you do. Get yourself in, and they've lost possession.
Well, overhand passing has been a little bit of an issue for Palmerston throughout this game, and it almost cost them big time again, Ian. So
Brodie Rudd that time in defence when he had the opportunity to kick and clear defensive 50 and let the defenders again set up and pick up a man. Ashton Hams, will he go back? 1 football, 2 footballs, take your pick. He takes the one that's closest to him.
Looks like they might come this side.
The grandstand side.
Plays break.
The eastern side. We know it's the west, not the western side, because the sun sets in the west, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Even here in the top end. Nice kick outside defensive 50. Up they fly. The field umpires picked a free kick, marking interference, and it'll go to Palmerston. So Palmerston outside defensive 50, favouring the grandstand side. The lanky player there.
Not a lot of options down the line for him either.
Brodie Rudd goes forward, and who is it?
Our man, Hams.
Hams, Ashton Hams. Hams goes back, got to be precise, usually is with him. Sells the dummy, does it nicely. Matty Artso, I've been impressed with his game, but they've turned it over. Motlop, out by hand, usually backs up, didn't that time, or tried to, goes forward. They muck each other up. Yusuf kicks inside to the leading player there. Oh, it was. It was. You called it beautifully. And James Bennett will kick on goal. We see the 50-metre arc there, so you'll have to kick from about 48.
Well, I reckon being up so many points early on, I reckon he would have had a thought on goal, but he did the team thing there.
Kicks from 51 on the left boot and did enough. Bennett, it is. He's got one.
Straight down the eye, diddle diddle, as Dennis Cometti once said, Ian. Yeah, it was just great teamwork there for PINT, obviously, to get the turnover on the far side. Stephen Motlop involved again in that, and then the centering ball, shot on goal, nails it. So, just PINT, they look so clean and connected out there, Ian, and just having a quick peek behind us, the clouds have gone very dark behind us, Ian, so maybe there still is another plot twist in this game.
Storms come from the east in Darwin, and with the sun setting in the west in front of us, east must be behind us.
Spot on, Ian.
Back in the middle. Page, McDonald, Page gets the ball down. They might even get the clearance here. No, they don't. Because Ashton Hams is in there. He got the clearance. Hams, well inside forward 50. The sticky fingers aren't there. Still not there for Palmerston. Gee, they're getting their hands to the football. They just can't hang on to it, Palmy. The captain working so hard on his own, had to beat 2. And probably in the end, put enough pressure on to beat 2. Well done to Philip Wills, the skipper, coming onto the pine, get some splinters into his backside. And on the wing.
Well, I think Palmerston not getting hands to the balls forwards is credit to that PINT defence. They've been immaculate so far.
There is that in it too. You're quite right. I perhaps doing a disservice to the unsung heroes down there, down back. Because all the kudos in this game goes to the forwards. It's goals on the board, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Defenders don't get the credit they perhaps deserve. Series of handballs they can afford. Warwick Williams runs his full measure, runs to 50. Williams has one, kicked it out of bounds on the full.
I reckon he felt pretty confident there.
Yeah, 25 minutes into the second term, or coming up to 25 minutes, 10-6-66 PINT. The Maggies 2-1-13, a goal in each term for Magpies. Not enough. They've had some forward forays, but just can't keep the ball in. In front, Mark not. There are about 3 pair of hands on that, I reckon. Good decision by the field umpire. And that's our man who's kicked a goal in the first term, Dustin Taylor, claiming the mark. But he was about 3rd in line.
I reckon Palmerston just really trying to get to the half-time break here. PINT have blown them wide open in this second term.
Over the back. Kelfell. Hung on to. And the busy man, Perry Lewis, or Lewis Smith, Perry Lewis Smith. Lewis Smith kicks it nicely. Brad Ryan, puts enough pressure on. He's got a lot of mates down there in defence, and here they go again. The Pint defence, they've closed ranks, and they just get it out easy. There's a handball out to Motlop. Motlop swings onto the right. The player he's picked out there has got a 5-metre break, enough to have a bounce, swings onto the left foot, goes forward, who-to, the boundary umpire, or the boundary line, and the boundary line wins, and probably on the full, because I see down there Nathan Dowsett going down to bring the ball back in.
Can't be too much time left in this half, Ian, I reckon. 26.5 minutes gone.
Yeah, they've kicked 6 goals, so there's been enough scoring. Dowsett goes to a 2-on-1. Kicks forward. And there it is, you're quite right.
Yeah, Pint dominating 10-6-66 to Palmerston's 2-1-13. Ian, Pint are dominating.
That's a bit of an understatement. I mean, they led by 21 points at quarter time. They've extended that lead to 53 points at half time. So one wonders what happens at the end of this game, although that's another half of football away, and with perhaps a little bit of weather on the way. But the 10 goals for Pint, Sylvie Youssef has 3, Kyle Kirk has 2, as does Jai Haywood. Singles for Pinters for Nicholas Steele, James Bennett and Warwick Williams, and the goal kickers, 2 goal kickers, 1 goal apiece to Tyson Mattiazzo for Palmy, and Dustin Taylor has the other goal. So it is half time. It is 2-1-13 to Palmerston, the home side, trailing the Pinters 10-6-66.
Yep, and just before we go to the halftime break, just a little walk around the grounds. Tiwi Bombers got over the top of Wanderers on the Islands. St Mary's got over the line against Buffalo 62-174. Another big game for St Mary's. And at the moment at TIO Stadium, Waratah leads Nightcliff by 2.6-4. But we'll be right back after this short break.
You are one of over 148,000 people living in an area at risk of being affected by a cyclone this wet season. In your cyclone kit, you'll need a battery-operated radio, a torch with spare batteries, enough food, and at least 10 litres of water per person to sustain you and your family for 72 hours or more. All important documentation, such as passports, treasured photos, and insurance policies, should be kept in a safe and waterproof place. Be prepared this wet season.
It's Scott again with the right boot. Just gone across the face, ball in play. Cooper Darm's absolutely everywhere today. Opts for a check side kick and is happy with it.
Yes.
And just like that, Nightcliff go bang. Though an Eilert hands that one off to Zust. Zust pushes that one forward, trying to find an option forward. Adrian Scott lurking again. He does a 360, boots that one short, sharp, and it bounces. It looks good. Bit of a bounce. Still no clear possession. We've just takes one bounce there, pushes it forward. He's got his second bounce. It's looking beautiful. He opts for a chip kick in. He might go all the way.
And he does.
Just like that. That was stunning from Tristan Singh Lippo. He picked up nicely there, however, turned over quickly by Swartz. Swartz at a running goal. He goes bang. And that's Southern Districts with another goal in a matter of minutes here at TIO Stadium. Is that one through forward there in Ryan. Ryan pushing forward, looking for options. It might be Waistcoat that runs onto it. He's under pressure, shrugs it off. A little check slide kick. And just like that, Southern Districts have hit the front. He's still out there.
Oh, yes.
I held my breath. Phenomenal. What a kick. working forward. He's kicked it high. It's going to be dangerous to who can get under it. He's put his fellow forwards in danger, but it managed to find a boot through. Phenomenal. And that was through the boot there.
Brett Kennedy.
Beautifully done.
Out of his hands. Play on was the call as Nightcliff just trying to work it out wide to Zeus, who hooks it round the corner and evades everyone down there.
Call me, he says. Call me.
Cody Zeus.
It's just bounced, unfortunately, there for Tristan Singh-Lippo, but picked up nice through Emery. Put on the foot there, but doing his best to get that one and kicked forward. Just like that. The crowd's happy about it too. That was brilliant there from Brett Kennedy.
Ground level, Philo reads it beautifully and then drills the pass forward. Zust is off and running inside forward 50, kicks long towards goal. He's kicked another one. It's another Nightcliff goal to start the quarter, and he likes a celebration, Cody Zust. And Stanley kicks the ball straight down the centre corridor. Waistcoat dives in, couldn't take it, but Ross on his left foot again, if you don't mind, has banged through another one, and can they come back? Sing attack for Districts as that's a shocking kick. Yeah, as it comes out here to Jonathan Ross on the right foot this time. He swings it round through for a goal, and the kick across goal there.
In this space in the last 12 minutes, so I'd be nervous. They need to get a clearance and get it early, otherwise this might happen. And just like that, turned over.
Brander again, always a dangerous presence up forward, and Bill's out now. Maney runs onto it. He's under some pressure. He's going to get caught. This hand pass goes straight into the hands of Jackson Grundy and runs in and kicks the open goal.
Phenomenal. And umpire says that'll be a free. And there it is. That's a siren. Nightcliff hang on by the absolute skin of their teeth to be able to get this one over the line.
So we're here on a Friday night for our NAB AFL Auskick, where we run a girls only option, and the kids are pumped, ready to rock and roll and have some fun with the footy.
We signed our daughter up for Auskick because her big brother did Auskick last year and she just loves it. I thought signing her up for a girls only group would be a great chance for her to kind of be with some friends in a comfortable environment.
The thing about a girls only team that I think Zoe really enjoys is that she gets to run around with like-minded girls. They get distracted, they do cartwheels, they hold hands, they sing. It just makes it a bit more of a fun experience.
I like Auskick because I get to play with my sister. We love Auskick!
A number of parents have asked if their daughter has to be in your girls group, and they don't. There will be some girls that will naturally just gravitate to brothers or cousins and join the boys group and have just as much fun if it were to be single sex. So yeah, there's definitely options there every Friday night.
My girls just love interacting with the other girls here. They love kicking a footy, they love learning the skills, and they love the hot dog at the end. I love joining in with my girls. I actually can't help myself, and I love to see the skills not only of my kids but of the other kids in their girls only group really developing over the clinic.
Evie just loves playing the games, learning new things. She'll be doing it then for the rest of the weekend, doing her favourite kicks, telling us how many goals she kicked on Friday night.
The best thing about Auskick is that it's really fun. It's lots of fun for them.
Yeah!
Working around the St Mary's players, kicks it inside 50. Darcy Turgwin back there for St Mary's drops the mark. Palmerston have a shot on goal, and you wouldn't believe it, Tash, but they've kicked the first goal of the game.
Yeah, good clearance as well, and the goal, I think, scored there by Adam Parry. You know, they're always saying St Mary's get the free kicks. That's an example. Good stat.
Cora flies, but can't take the mark, and it's Klusky again, just picks it up, puts it on the right. Gone through for a goal. Oh, Ted Castle in the 33.
Oh, what a pickup. What a goal. Now, so doing well, the big fella back there. Klusky dances around one, manages to get his boot to ball, and by himself was the St Mary's player, and that's Bertrand, and he kicks the goal. First goal of this quarter. Gwyn was running past, trying to get the hands. Lant plays on now. They were asleep to it. Has a shot from just on 50, and he's drilled it, the captain. And just falling asleep there, the Maggies players. He loves to play on. Used his body well on the big full forward. Oh, Coralwood just took it too easily and has a snap, and he's taken it out of the ruck, and he's kicked his fourth. Just too easy there, too strong. Went about a metre and then kicked forward there by Barnett, and underneath it all by himself was the Palmerston player, and the handball over the top. Patolo will play on and waltz in and kick his second goal of the game, and Palmerston finally have their fourth goal, and it's close to half time.
Going to send it inside 50. He's got Jackson at Calder, but the kick doesn't quite get to him. But Jack Lant picks it up, puts it on the boot, and puts it through for another goal for St Mary's. Is regain momentum. Bodie Sauter tapping it out in front of him now inside 50. Little handball to Dylan Lant. Chucks it on the left, and that's another goal to St Mary's. Jack Lant, followed by his brother Dylan Lant. Everyone tries to pick up the ball, but just chucks the handball over the top for the runners. Corowa picks it up, a handball out wide to Klusky, turns around and kicks a beautiful goal. Jack Klusky for his first of the day. More importantly, the second highest for accuracy inside 50. So
here they go again.
Here they go again through Bo Tedcastle. Nice and easy. Puts it on the boot. I think that one has
snuck in. He has. Just waiting for the goal umpire. We're waiting. Finally. His defender on the chest was trying something different. It didn't work. Bennell stole it from the St Mary's player, running into the goals, and will kick it. Is Marika. So Denzel Marika flee for him, didn't have to break stride, and then puts it at the ankles of his brother. Corowa comes through like a front and centre, like a rover, and drills the goal and kicks his sixth. How's that for a big fellow? And also no talk by the Palmerston Magpies teammates to let him know he was hot, and here's Jack Lant, just kicked one less than a minute ago.
Kicks it from about 53 metres out.
That
is a goal. Jack Lant with the goal. Jackson Calder standing under it and puts the two hands up in the air. Husky running hard at it, but it misses everyone. Goes over the back to Jack Lant, puts it on the boot. He's kicked another goal for St Mary's, and they've gone over the 200 mark, 32-12, 204. So the final siren has gone. It is St Mary's who recorded a huge win over the Magpies. The final score, 33-12, 210 to the Magpies, 5-5-35.
Looking for a fun day out with your family or friends? Head on over to Palmerston Mini Golf. With our beautifully landscaped course suitable for all ages, you'll have a blast playing mini golf here at Palmerston. We offer the perfect setting for kids' birthday parties, complete with special packages to make their day unforgettable. And if you're looking to have some fun with your mates, we have you covered too. Play during the day or under lights. We're open until 10 p.m.
And we'll see you around Palmerston Mini Golf.
Find us at the Palmerston Golf and Country Club.
Dutch Magpie pulling just outside the 50. He's got a player on the lead, Magro, and Magro out in front of Matty Campbell takes the mark at full stretch. Kicked 7 a couple of weeks ago. He's online on this occasion as well. So the first goal of the game goes to Jaden Magro. So Kirby tried to grab that one out of the ruck, slipped through his fingers, and now there's another free kick. It's a Darwin free kick. Advantage is paid, and it's through for a goal. And I think that's Stafford, isn't it, that took the advantage there and picked up and snapped truly. Oh, this time he's missed by even more to the right. It's going to stay in play again as offhands Magro takes the ball, swings around on his left towards goal. I think he might have put that one through as well. He has. And a third goal for Tars, a third goal for Magro, and drives the ball away down towards half forward. Munkara there spilt the mark but recovered beautifully, and now drills a pass in forward, and Magro out in front once again. Campbell did just about as much as he could, I think, but Magro hands out in front and then took it on the second grab. So just comes in over that line now and kicks it. Looks straight. It is straight through the middle, and that's a quick goal from Waratah in the opening seconds of this second quarter. Forward to Carlin. Carlin goes short looking for Mackenzie. Got a hand to it. Now the hand pass comes back to him. He breaks past the tackle of Moroney. Kicks long towards goal, and he's just snuck it inside the right-hand goal post. That's a beautiful finish there, but differently, they haven't lined up very well for this one as Arnold hooks it back, and now Anchors runs onto the hand pass, kicks long towards goal. It's going to bounce in the goal square, and the open goal square, and bounces through for another Waratah goal, and Abe Anchors, the leading player, and Jared Stokes, he goes longer than that into forward. Oh, a big leap from Stafford up early, but didn't affect anything at ground level. It's Spicer who swings it back on the left towards goal. I think he's got the early one for Darwin. He has, and just what they were looking for, Chris. Cara gets it off to Will Clark. Clark drills the ball in short. I think the sun might have been in the eyes of Toby Hutt there.
Community, oh, that's already up. All right. Yep. Well, welcome back to Cazalys Arena for the 2023-24 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League Round 9. Palmerston and Pint, and Ian joining alongside me. Pint on fire, 53-point lead, 10 goals, 6 they are.
Yeah, and they extended that from 21 points at quarter time. They're now, as you said, 53-point lead, and Pint probably need percentage because they're trailing Darwin Buffaloes, who are sitting in 5th position, by about 10 percentage points. So percentage is all important. It might be important at the end of the season. Not now, it doesn't matter now, but at the end of the season when you do the final sums, percentage is important.
Absolutely. And Ian, behind us, we're just kind of getting set up for it, is a massive rain cloud. So things are probably going to get very scrappy over in this half. As
it's the wet season in Darwin.
It's dawning on us, Ian.
It is the wet season. It's McDonald in ruck. And he is up against Paish. The clearance will go, of course, to Ashton Hams, because they're going backwards. They're going further backwards. They've got to be precise. They're not precise. No. Handball's under pressure. What happens? The Pointers will get it. No, they won't, because good enough to retrieve the football was Such Taylor, who's been pretty good down back for the Maggies. And the ball is out of bounds, but Pint slightly in attack.
Yeah, it was pretty worrying there. Thought Pint were going to get rolling pretty early, but, you know, if you got to go backwards to go forwards, Ian, then that's what it takes in the end.
Cut the cliches. Tossed in by the boundary umpire. Paish in front, used his big body to great effect. Picked up by a busy player there for the Maggies, and that's Lewis Smith, Perry Lewis Smith. I think he got a whack on the nose, or his nose, or he head hit the ground. Doesn't matter. This is football. If you don't want to get hit on the head, Ashton Hams, go and play marbles. But that's not Ashton Hams' style, is it? He doesn't normally. Perry's. But once again, they just make a mistake and Pint make them play. Kick forward. And a lovely mark. Has a couple of goals.
He's fancying himself from way downtown, Ian.
Yeah, it's a long way out, isn't he?
We've seen a few downtown goals, though.
Yeah, but I think he's a left footer. runs inside 50, gives it everything.
Oh,
and
how about that?
Confidence. Yeah, who was it?
Oh, I couldn't quite get onto it, but I'm sure the cameraman will in 1 second. But it was a thumping kick.
It was a thumping kick, and that was Nicholas Steele, who got a goal in the second term, and he has now opened the third term in fine style. The left footer, the big left footer.
Well, you said it a bit before, just on that stoppage on the far side, that if Palmerston make a mistake, PINT will make you pay, and exactly that. And I don't think a lot of people gave him a lot of confidence from that far out, and I'm pretty sure he was pretty close to the boundary as well, so it was some angle, and to give it a fair roost like that.
Yeah, at least in his favour, he was right of centre, so that sort of opens it up a little bit, if you like, for the left footer.
Yeah, but it was a great kick, and they've extended their lead now, Ian.
They have indeed. McDonald in ruck, Paish. At least he contested. PINT, they're just sweating, aren't they? As soon as Palmy make a mistake, they're onto it, and they're onto it in droves. In the back, probably a bit stiff, but according to the laws of the game, the free kick was there, and the free kick was paid. And that was Ethan Smith who started the game off so well.
Barking instructions from the back pocket there. But nice bit of control. When does he pull the trigger?
Not quite yet, maybe now. Kelfell. Switches. Goes wide to the rangy James Bennett. Then he pulled the trigger. Forward they go, 2 on 2. Front and square. PINT, always front and square. Series of handballs. They're working them backwards. Motlop, what's he going to do? Show some magic. Go back further. They forced them back 50, 60 metres, Palmerston, but finally, PINT go forward. Kyle Kirk.
Dangerous kick with Hams right there.
Hams was right there. You're dead set right. Kick on goal. The Maggies. Distance. Oh. This might be Brodie Church. This might be the veteran. Nice kick forward by that time.
Not sure if it's coming through the mics at home, but the crowd getting behind him there.
Brodie Church, he is the veteran.
But that was good there from Palmerston. Good spread.
Yep, my word it was. You're quite right. Church kicks on goal.
He loves it. He loves it, Ian, and so does the crowd, and that is one they needed. Palmerston with their third goal of the match. PINT 11-672. Palmerston 3-1-19, and the crowd getting behind him.
But importantly, I suppose, Ryan, it's a goal apiece, and we're 5 minutes into the third term. So well done to the Maggies.
Yeah, definitely a good win there. Yep. Good win. But of course, it's been the issue of can they keep it up. We've seen it with a few teams throughout the season. It's not just them. But yeah, they look the goods, and then it's just that it's one mistake. It's always been that one mistake, and the whole momentum just shifts. So
over on the island today, I think Wanderers might have made a few mistakes because the Bombers killed them.
Pretty incredible result up there on the islands, but it's good to have footy back on the islands as well.
Oh, fantastic! Yep, Cook in the ruck, and his height to advantage. Won the tap. Williams has the footy, ready to pounce.
Palmerston free kick. Another big opportunity here. What can they get? But they cannot blast it either.
Maggies in the middle. They'll get the clearance. Forward. So once again, got his hands to the football. Mattiazzo gets the ball out. Can't find the handle. PINT, handball. In the Motlop direction. No, Brodie Church once again. Make a hero of yourself, the veteran.
Well, the way Palmerston fans are going, they might build a statue of him, and they are getting behind him. Chance from the grandstand on the top deck.
There's a goal.
Directly in front of us in the commentary position.
We can steer this one through. And I reckon he's hit the post or just missed. Did he get it through?
No, just hung it a little right. Breeze took it towards the left, but then it just stayed stubborn, you might say.
Take two, Motlop. Does it nicely. Brings it back. Harrison Marr, haven't seen much of him. Normally he's very prolific. Marr goes forward as nicely. Smythe strolls downfield. No pressure on him whatsoever. Over the back, pushed out of the contest. Play on call the umpire. Well done. Philip Wills gets it out. Handballs to no one in particular. Finishes up with Kyle Kirk. They go forward. Big left foot kick. Round the corner. I reckon it'll be out of bounds right full forward. Point well in attack.
Yeah, very, very dangerous, and still a little bit of issues with that transition defence for Palmerston to go from their forward pocket now to their back pocket.
Coast to coast, pretty much untouched. Yep.
It's not a good look, is it?
In fact, there was no pressure on them, was there? So that's the point you're making, of course.
Whistle and free kick Palmerston for a hold in the ruck. So wonder what options. They do have the opportunity to come out towards the broadcast wing. And it looks like a 50-metre penalty has been given here. And I believe the umpire just said descent towards from a player. So interesting. Could be a costly mistake. Hams.
Goes out to Hams by hand. Page can't take the mark. And goes back to him by hand. A little left foot dab. Hams, left foot dab. Gets it out to a teammate there. Lewis Smith. Been good. Perry Lewis Smith. Mattiazzo. Goes to Wills. Wills spears one forward. It makes it too easy. Motlop bends down.
Ooh.
And with precision. Cross the face of goal. Gets it to his centre half back. The brother of the captain who's not playing. Brad Ryan. Ryan back to Motlop. They're waxing. Motlop bounces after one step. Spots an opening. Goes by hand. Sells the dummy. Plenty of time. Oh, this is all too easy. Warwick Williams too far out. Williams goes wide. Gets it at the big man McDonald. Runs his full measure. McDonald kicks on goal. Distance is always going to be an issue, but it's at the right end of the ground. It's in the right forward pocket. Point well in attack.
Yeah, I think Palmerston need to be taking a little more accountability for their opponent at the moment. As you said, it's just a bit too easy, a bit untouched. So just too many of these short options. Just got to choke them up, force them to go long, make them change their plan a little bit, Ian.
Almost a man-on-man situation, isn't it? Find a man and stay on him.
Absolutely. Wear him like a shirt.
Yep. Palmerston. They've definitely been better this quarter. No mark. Might have been taken high. Ball on the ground. In dispute. Back by hand. Not afraid to go back. Dragged off the football. Well done.
Ooh.
That's the first quarter goal kicker there in, that's Dustin Taylor. Ryan, Motlop. Motlop's got the propensity, runs a metre, bounces. That's the first kick I've seen him muck up in about 15 years of football at all levels. Onto the left foot, point go forward. Took a mark, he took a mark, well done. Great mark.
Yeah, left his man to commit to the ball, and now Palmerston are out here.
From a man that's played a good game, Brodie Rudd. Rangy defender. Mattiazzo gets it forward. Brodie Church, big body in front. Ball at the back. Who's got the pace? Point. 2-on-1. Dragged him. Might have been taken high in the first tackle. Bit unfortunate. Took him on, but the free kick was there, and the free kick was paid to Ethan Smith.
Yes, the Palmerston crowd getting up and about for that call.
No, it wasn't. It's paid against him. Oh, holding the ball. I thought it was taken high in the tackle.
Interesting. And also another thing to note, Ian, is there's just starting to be a little bit of lightning off to my right side. So
don't remind me. I don't want to know. Alexander Page. Left footer. How's he kicked this? Across the face of goal.
Out on the full.
Did I hear a field umpire's whistle there? I think I did. Out on the full. You're quite right. Brad Ryan. The ever reliable. Kelb fell. Puts enough pressure on to see the ball out of bounds.
It's been a bit of an interesting quarter, Ian. It feels like not a lot is happening, but a lot is happening. And
well, not a lot has happened because, I mean, you know, they've kicked a goal apiece.
Yeah, it's 12 and a half gone in the third, so just waiting for the deadlock to be broken, I reckon.
This might be it here. Flat throw in. Pint. Kick on goal. Did that roll out of bounds?
But I think we've seen a little bit of this from Pint throughout this season, as they like to play this slow game. They don't mind the stoppages because I think, well, obviously they're pretty good, second in clearances and most in 1%ers, so they would really rank themselves highly in these kinds of situations. So
they're looking for the clearance.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Score from clearances.
Yep. Good tackle. Kelb fell, wrapped him up.
Another thing they've been good at, second in tackles, fifth in tackles inside their forward 50, so they've got good pressure everywhere.
See, not one grab. I bet they're not high in one grabbers. Magpies skirt the boundary. Nice run and kick there by Such Taylor. Been pretty good all game for the Maggies. But we've got 3 on nil here. And there's another one loose.
Ready, Motlop?
One of his few possessions. Left footer. Gets it out wide. There's Lockie O'Brien, your man. O'Brien turns it over. Hams. Big, long kick. Too far out to score. But again, 2 on, well, none.
No one was home for Palmerston at all. So
Perry Lewis Smith push it forward, but to no one. Because there was no one there. What could he do? What were the options?
I get the kick inside just to, you know, get some forward territory, but when it's things like that where it's to just absolutely no one at all, it's just something you shouldn't be doing.
Pint, defence, the forward defence, good work.
Ooh,
good work.
Great
took him
tackle.
On. Yeah, took him on, and Kelb fell it was.
Very well rewarded for that one.
Motlop.
Been big tonight, Motlop. Stephen, that is.
Ryan. Nice kick forward. Another left footer. Too far out to score. Swings around on the left foot. What's he got? Been pretty quiet. Holt fits. 1 bounce. 2 bounces. Runs within distance. Holt fits. Kicks on goal. Looking for the short option. Couldn't take the mark. It's one of the few mistakes that Kyle Kirk has made. Kirk kicked a goal in the first, goal in the second, but been quiet ever since.
Well, I think for Pint, if Liam Holtfitz is having a pretty quiet night, but Pint is still dominating, I think that's very, very good signs for your side. Of course, Holtfitz is one of the most electric forwards in the game, I reckon, Ian.
Correct.
So he knows how to kick a goal.
Does indeed.
Still plenty of time to have an impact still. Hams again.
Got to but giving it over to the big fella Power. Hams will go back. I hope he's picked him out. He has. Ashton Hams. Palmerston deep in defence. Nice.
Nice little short play going on here.
Yeah, but they're still inside defensive 50. We can see the 50-metre arc just behind Silver Yusuf there. Big kick forward. Second grab. Oh, and he's got it. Well done. One of the few second grab. It's audio. No.
Umpire was not having a bar of it.
Yeah, but it probably must have come off a pointer as well.
Yeah, and that's just where Pint's been so good tonight. Just to get a finger in those marking contests. It's been the difference.
Yep.
It's been the difference from Palmerston pretty much having a few shots on goal, really, in the end.
McDonald takes it out of the air over the back. Handball away. whoever. Ashton Hams gets it out wide to the ever-improving throughout the game, such Taylor. Taylor gets it out to a teammate running wide is Paholke.
Good composure there.
Yeah, the watertight defence. Motlop, will he have a bounce after 1 metre? No, this time he kicks it. Kicks it about 45 metres, precisely, gets it out to a teammate.
Oh,
they
wide
go forward,
open.
Opens it up, goes by hand, another handball over the top. Plenty of space. But the long arms down there in defence.
I'd love to see how many launches from the backline have been done by Stephen Motlop. He's conducting everything at the moment. All the ball movement for PINT from the backline has been through Stephen Motlop.
Yeah,
so
he's just so clean, isn't he? Good umpiring. Have let the ball go. Kick forward to goal. We'll see if we can pick that.
Just trying to grab a hold, but the whole team surrounded him here, and it's not been helpful, but PINT just running amok at the moment.
So 12:6.78, PINT at the Maggies, 3:2.20, 18.5 minutes into Q2. Back in the middle, over the top, McDonald reaches higher. PINT get the clearance. Some strong work down there in defence by Nathan Dowsett, who's been very good. Series of handballs. Intercepted, Kell fell. Gets it out this time, Holt Fitz. Holt Fitz runs around on the non-preferred left, tumbles it forward, no one in the goal square, and Holt Fitz got PINT's second goal inside a minute.
Yeah, well, Palmerston just have no idea. Just seems like they've got no idea what's going on at the moment. They're just all standing still there. They all thought he was just going to go back and take some time, and Liam Holt Fitz identified that, swung around, bounced it through.
Well, what Holt Fitz can do that not many others can do is he's quite good on either foot, a natural right footer, but just swung around on his left foot and did it nicely. Very few can do that, and I think you're quite right that the Palmerston players were expecting him to go back on his right boot. But he's just as proficient within a reasonable distance on his left.
Got to be alert to players like that.
Yeah, my word.
So,
well, you've got to know players like that.
Absolutely. I reckon they would have done their homework, but they should have been on at that time.
Back in the middle, over the top, Cook won the tap because of his extra centimetres. Gets it back to the red boot.
Oh,
sells the dummy, gone. Play on called the umpire, probably lucky. Paholke, been all right. Cook on his hands and knees, well done to him. Out to Paholke again. Had plenty of the football, goes to Mattiazzo, dropped what he should have taken. Ball in dispute. No, it wasn't taken high. Lovely tackle, and PINT in defence. Desperate. Will clear. Motlop. The architect. Holt Fitz. The goal kicker. On his left boot again. Does it nicely. Handball inside. PINT in complete control. Where's that one gone? Did it? Did it nicely. Silva Yusuf goes around on the right. Has 3 goals. Who's it to? Over the back. 3 Palmerston players. Cook got inside nicely. Swings onto the left boot. Outside defensive 50, but the mark taken by Ryan. Long way back from his defensive position. Ryan goes forward. Onto the left. Into the goal square. Over the back. Can't take the mark. Running into an open goal. And that's another one to the pointers. And that was Nicholas Steele, who had 2. Now he's got 3.
Well, he's had a pretty good day. I feel like he's been not everywhere, but he's been in most places, Ian. And I'm actually kind of running out of things to say for Pint. It's just what they've done all night. It's been on a consistent basis, and it's been done really well. When Palmerston have been making those mistakes, they've been right there, turn it over, and it was there again, another turnover and a goal. So,
well, you can only be where the ball is going to drop, and that's one of his strengths. He's kicked 3 goals, 1 in the second, 2 in this third quarter. Maybe the Palmerston defence are tiring slightly because they've been under a fair bit of pressure right throughout the game as we approach three-quarter time, 22.5 minutes into the third term. Pint 14.690, the Maggies 3.220. So a goal in each of the quarters for the Maggies, but it's just not enough. That's obvious, isn't it?
No, it is not.
A bounce. And Pint will handball their way out of trouble in the middle. They've got the clearance. Goes forward. Kyle Kirk. Kicks forward again, but over the back. Nice strong mark taken by the Pint, by Palmerston's probably best defender in Nathan Dowsett. The rangy Nathan Dowsett swings onto the right, gets it out wide, still inside defensive 50. Now they're outside. Now they're in open territory, but over the back, strong
Another
mark.
turnover.
Yeah, it was in Benjamin Smythe. Smythe in the corridor. Guess who? If it's not, well, it's Motlop. Lovely work. The defence working overtime. The captain, Wills. Wills kicks it wide, looking for the veteran, Brodie Church. Gives it back to the boundary umpire as we see the interchange area on the wing.
Not a lot of Magpies representation at this contest, Ian. It's all very spread out, but I think they're very, very worried about Pint moving the ball out, so they're not focusing on where the ball is.
McDonald pushed out of the contest at time. Using his strength was Page.
Oh.
Page forward. Oh! That was frustration, wasn't it? That's not Brodie Church's style, and he's given away the free kick. Just pure frustration. Motlop again. Usually kicks with precision, and this is no exception. Palmer, inside. Partington, classy player. Luke Partington goes for it in a mark, courageous mark against the ball. Kicks on goal.
Nailed it, and it was Stephen Motlop again who's launched it. I'm just waiting on the play to turn around here just so I can grab the number. But no, he's refusing. Number 30, Ian.
So another goal. It's I think it was Jai Hayward.
But yeah, once again, clean ball movement from Pint. Started by Stephen Motlop again. I reckon he's good enough to play in the AFL. Still Stephen. He's proving it tonight, but
he's just using his nous, isn't he? Playing in defence, and he's where the ball normally is, or where it normally goes to.
Does it well.
14.690, 3.220, 70-point lead, 25.5 coming up 26 minutes in. There goes, he goes again, but I reckon Lewis Smith too late, and Perry Lewis Smith. It is three-quarter time. Pint 14.690, Palmerston Magpies 3.220.
Yeah, Pint just on fire again. Just that clean ball movement. We've seen it all game, and we saw it there again, and they've pulled right back ahead. It's a 70-point lead at three-quarter time, but we'll be right back after this short break.
Cazalys Palmerston Club. Come and check out our cafe, open 7 days a week. Our kids club is open Wednesday to Sunday nights, including weekend lunchtime. Enjoy hot meals with nightly specials at the bistro or cold drinks at the sports bar. Feeling lucky? Have a go at the latest machines in our gaming lounge, or grab your mates for a round of pool. Family gatherings or casual meetings, we have something for everyone. Cazalys Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
And a bit of constructive talk. I know it's hard, we've been all from the same footy club, but we've come together for this. Show that passion in the MT Guernsey, get in their face.
Here at TIO Stadium in Darwin.
Played their hearts out, and obviously it's not what we play 6-6-6 and 7 on the bench, so it was a little bit different, but you know what, we can't ask for anything more. The girls put their bodies on the line, and they went in and they went hard, and you know, some of it was unrewarded, but that's footy.
Well, welcome back to Cazalys Arena for round 9 of Men's Premier League 2023-24 NTFL season. Well, Ian, this game could not end quick enough for the Magpies. It's a 70-point lead in the favour of PINT, and as we talked about, percentage is so important. Not now, later.
Yep.
And I reckon PINT will be looking to pile on the pain here.
Well, 21 points at quarter time. They led by 53 at half. And as you said, 70-point leaders at three-quarter time. And they will get the clearance, and this time through Motlop, who goes by hand. PINT inside their forward 50. They fly over the back. Steele, been very good. Sold the dummy. Excellent at Ashton Hams. Goodness gracious me. He has just had a mountain of possession. The skipper's been okay too. Philip Wills. The ball seen over the boundary line in front of the interchange areas.
Yeah, Hams has been discussed all night. He's done really well. Put 110% in, I reckon, and he looks buggered, and I would be as well, especially. He's done really well on ball.
I mean, he does it every week, doesn't he? Just unfortunately doesn't get the assistance that I'm sure he would like. Mattiazzo swings around onto his right. Warwick Williams been quiet since quarter time. Got him. I wonder if the umpire called play on. Must have done, because otherwise he would have been pinged 50, wouldn't he? He was certainly well within inside the 10-metre protected area, but a series of handballs and PINT away. And Motlop held the handball up, gets it out. Nice long kick over the back. Nice big strong mark.
Not paid. Williams.
Steele it was. Warwick Williams. Across the face of goal. Courageous effort. And there's almost not as good as Hams, but I'll tell you what, he busts a gut is Lewis Smith, Perry Lewis Smith, number 16 for the Palmerston Magpies. But this is all too easy, isn't it? No. Paholke.
Good one-handed
casual, wasn't it? Very casual, Levi Grigg. They just haven't got enough performers. Back they go. Paholke. Has he got red socks on as well? He's just got long red boots. Ball forward.
I reckon it's the red boots, Ian. But yes, very distinctive red boots, I would say.
Sam Audio. Gelfell. I'm struggling to split Motlop and Kelfell, but Motlop's had 4 possessions so far in the final term. And each one has been effective. Yusuf, there's the 50-metre, has a bounce, got to kick it, does kick it. Silva Yusuf kicks on goal, kicked 3 earlier and made a meal of about 3 others.
Well, Stephen Motlop again getting involved with the scoring. He's launching them. So he has been the danger man, and probably a player clubs across the league should now be looking out for. If he's doing this tonight, if he does it all season long, issues for other clubs.
My word. Hams. Goes to Agnew.
Nothing on offer.
Hasn't had a lot of the possession. Agnew, so he just kicks and kicks wildly forward. Now the handballs come out. Motlop. The old 1-2.
Oh.
It is.
He loves that.
So he's got a handball possession, he's got a kicker possession, he's got 8 possessions in this final term. Goes out wide. Jai Haywood. He's got too many guns, too many options. The Maggies. Kick forward. It's as though the Maggies are letting the Pinters take possession, and then they'll sneak up behind as Warwick Williams takes a mark on the wing.
Yeah, can't be second to the ball though, Ian. That's not how you win games. From what I know, got to be first to it, and that's what PINT has done all night.
They have. Leave it, and they left it, and the mark was taken. Nice mark, nice kick, and Mead Harding, who kicked a goal in that third term. Andrew Mead Harding. within his range, because we see the 50-metre arc there. Kicks from right on 50. Mead Harding gives it plenty, and I reckon he's nailed it. He has nailed it. Mead Harding got his second, first of the last quarter. Well done to him.
Well, I think he's actually given that off. Ian, it's Williams who's snuck that one.
Warwick Williams, I looked away.
Way downtown
That
again.
was Warwick Williams. Good pickup.
And the Pint Club love him. Love the was a chance. As soon as he touches the ball, he's a great club figure there. And Pint extend their lead. Another goal added, making it an 83-point game, Ian. Ugly, ugly scene.
16-7, 103 to 3-2, 25 minutes into the final term. Back in the middle. That looks like Gook in the ruck. Should get his hand to the football, and does get his hand to the football, but it's the clearance. And they'll get the clearance, the Maggies. A man who has lifted his game a bit is Such Taylor. Been all right for most of the game. Held up by Ryan. Always holds them up. Close to the boundary line. And a man who was in contention earlier, Kyle Kirk, hasn't had much of the footy since half-time.
No, but that's because Stephen Motlop's decided to turn it up instead. So just a whole bunch of contributors on this Pint side. No passengers tonight.
Tossed in by the boundary umpire. McDonald in front. McDonald's second effort, pretty good there. Embleton will extricate himself. Not Embleton, it's James Bennett. The rangy James Bennett. No clear advantage. There's Embleton, number 43. Dragged off the footy, taken high, a bit late with the whistle. I don't know why they didn't allow the advantage. Because they're watching the mark and not the ball. Handball out. Levi Grigg had the free kick. Oh.
Again.
Yeah. Again and again and again. Smythe. Just nudged him under the football then, did Holt Fitz. Clever work, Holt Fitz. Couldn't find the handle. Will he get it off the pack? Doesn't. Oh, whacked him high. Pretty crude. Kirk across the face of goal and sets them up directly in front.
Just far too easy there. I know the game is well and truly dead. It's over 6 feet underground. But you got to at least try stay sharp right to the end.
Yeah.
Show something, show some passion and energy. And
Luke Partington.
Directly in front. Another one. Another one here.
Clever kick. Partington. That's his first goal.
And that percentage, I would love to know what that percentage is right now. Unfortunately, we don't have that kind of access, Ian, but I assume they'll be very, very close to overtaking Buffaloes, or they've already got there.
Yep.
Obviously, massive implications come finals. And you want to be in the best position come Christmas break to launch
you're
that
right.
attack.
Yep, my word, you do. And do an assessment at the Christmas break. You've got a couple of weeks, essentially 3 weeks, 2 playing weeks.
Of course, Pint been pretty much sitting mid-table the whole season, so any chance to move up for them is a big one.
They could elevate themselves, couldn't they, into the finals?
Absolutely.
Brodie Rudd in ruck. Chip around Lewis Smith. Levi Grigg. No, Such Taylor it is. But it's all too easy. Just hold it up in defence.
Well, I've noticed from Palmerston, and we've talked about it throughout the broadcast, is that they're just looking to go backwards pretty much first time at the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a positive outlook, is it? But a chance here. Snap.
Swings
shot.
on goal, across the face. Still alive. No. He was all dressed up and he really had nowhere to go because the boundary umpire ruled.
Yeah, but Palmerston, you just need to be a bit more positive when they have the ball. Always look forward first, I reckon. Don't refer backwards straight away.
Pushed into it, McDonald. Motlop. Kicked his leg off tonight. Williams. Across the face. Did it with precision.
Runners everywhere here.
Point forward. Mead Harding. Left foot kick into the goal. Oh, no, wonderful, wonderful
Good courage.
Goal-saving mark. It was courageous, and that's the skipper. And that's what we expect from him. Philip Wills. Well done. What's got on offer? Not much. Kicks outside defensive 50. Flies high over. McDonald onto the non-preferred left. The big high mark taken. And he's been a good player.
Well, it seems like all night there's just hasn't been options for Palmerston. It feels like Pine are almost playing with an extra player. Just the fact that they're just getting that extra man to the contest every time, and it's made them have plenty of scoring opportunities, and it allows players like Stephen Motlop to launch the attack, go direct. And
Nicholas Steele it is, directly in front. Kick 3. Left footer. Kicks on goal.
No worries at all.
Easy as you like. Nicholas Steele becomes the major goal scorer of the night. He has 4. 3 to Silver Yusuf, 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Jai Hayward has a couple. Luke Partington. Warwick Williams has a couple. Partington has just the 1, but he's been a useful player, Luke Partington.
Absolutely. It's hard to find a fault with Pint at all tonight. It's been pretty flawless in my books, I would say.
Probably Palmerston have broken even, if you like, in the taps for the ruck work. And we've got one of the big men there, James Bennett.
Good signs in the ruck for Palmerston. It's just that ground ball work. It's what they need to get working on. Just have that courage just to get in there, work hard for it.
And they've got enough tall timber, but as we've been saying throughout the call, they just can't find the handle on the football when it's in the air for the mark. See, there was Bennett once again. Gets it out and goes by hand. Goes by hand nicely to Lewis Smith. Lewis Smith kicks more in hope than anything else. Swings around Paholke.
Well, it looks like an outnumber in defence in favour of Pint at the moment. So obviously it's going to be pretty hard for Palmerston to score when there's an outnumber. So yeah, they're set up defensively at the contest here, Palmerston. So they're expecting Pint to win this.
Slightly in front, favouring their territory. Palmerston, handball, and no one in particular. Swings around. Kicks forward, inside forward 50, mark taken, but only by the Pint defence, and they will run their way out of defence with consummate ease. Stabs a little left footer. If one doesn't get it, someone else will. They're working beautifully together. Series of handballs in the corridor, chopped off by who? Ashton Hams. Hams goes forward, looks for, and finds his teammate down there in Lewis Smith.
Oh.
And just like that, the opportunity, but the ever-alert Pint defence, just do it and do it nicely.
They can do no wrong, Ian, at the moment.
Ethan Smith works it out, picks out Lockie O'Brien. O'Brien, the former Carlton player, goes across with precision. Goes to Motlop once again, has a step, has a bounce, sets him up. I shouldn't be too critical of him. He just gets it often enough so he can have a step and a bounce if he wants to.
A great grab forward, stretching. Is that Steele again?
Yeah, I reckon it is. He's a lump, isn't he? He got good hands, and if a couple of the Palmerston forwards had hands vice grip like that, they would be further advanced on the scoreboard. They wouldn't be winning, but they'd be further advanced because they've had opportunities.
Seems like all the marks are sticking for Pine, and if we're looking on the other side of the ball, it's like there's just butter on the fingers of Palmerston players at the moment. So
Steele, Nicholas Steele has 4, the left footer. If he has 4, what's he going for? He's going for 5.
And
Very deliberate.
He's got it. That's number 5, Ian. Put it down on the stat sheet. He has been fantastic tonight.
I better give him another tick in the circle, I reckon. He's been very good, hasn't he? But his goals have come 1 in the second, 2 in the third and 2 in the last. So the pressure's been off, but we can't be too critical because if you kick 5 goals, playing as a key forward, you've done your job.
5 goals is certainly 5 goals, Ian. So, but yeah, you're talking about your ticks for best on ground. There is a fair few options we could choose from for Pint at the moment. Just so many players just doing their role really, really well.
Yeah, I expect for Palmerston, Big Nicholas, Big Nathan Dowsett's been good. Ashton Hams has been outstanding, and Perry Lewis Smith has had a lot of the football. But the Pointers, you're right. Kyle Kirk's been terrific. Pulmer, Kelfell, Motlop, Hayward, Williams, and Ethan Smith's been good in defence. So the Maggies will go forward.
Got himself.
And guess who's got it? Ashton Hams. He's got no energy. He's kicked his leg off. Mattiazzo. Tall lad. Oh, great tackle. Just a great tackle.
Putting on a clinic at the moment, Pint. They're loving this.
And they'll swing into the corridor. Kirk gets it back, goes by hand. Swing forward. Too much pace. Cleverly tapped it back, might have hit the post. And I reckon it'll be tossed in by the boundary umpire. Hit the boundary post, I reckon. Boundary umpire languishing.
101 point lead.
Yeah, they've
Ian.
cracked the ton. They've cracked the ton.
Raise the bat,
lead.
Pint.
Yep.
But what will it be at the end? That is the question.
Well, we're 17 minutes into the final term. Holt Fitz running hard after the football. Hard on his hammer was Lewis Smith. Got the clearance. Oh, gee whiz. Inside to Paholke. And he's wrapped up. McDonald. McDonald probably won that. Ball on the ground, cleverly got out. Dustin Taylor kicks it forward. The Pint defence. There's plenty of them. Oh, just like a hot knife through butter. Motlop offers, takes him. The old 1-2, back they go. Harrison Marr. Kelfell. Silver Yusuf lines up and dabs his 4th.
Another one, Ian. Another one. 107 points now. And the strong Pint representation here at Palmerston is having their voice heard in a very, very quiet Palmerston crowd. Obviously, not a whole lot to cheer for when you've got 3 goals on the board, Ian.
And when the opposition's got 20. And we're 18 and a half minutes into the final term.
Just wondering what might be something that Palmerston changed during the Christmas break, Ian. Is it maybe an influx of the under-18s, bring them up, give them a go?
Look, it's a good point. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. But certainly they've got to build for the future, don't they? With the points system, you can't rely on fly-ins.
No, you cannot, no.
So you've got to build mainly from within. You need the fly-ins as an adjunct to what you've got locally. Ashton Hams working hard. Can't break free, and we'll have the secondary bounce or ball up. We don't really have bounces too much anymore. Up they go. Hayward taps it cleverly. Williams grabbed and correct decision. Had plenty of time. Out they go to Hams. It's always there, isn't it? Ashton Hams always finds space. Not too many of his mates can find the same amount of space. Pint ball clear. Into the corridor. McDonald. Motlop calling for someone. Kick to goal, Stephen. Motlop runs for a player going past. He was calling for him, trying to lay it off. And the kick, when Motlop probably could have kicked it 65 metres. And unfortunately, the man that he tried to give it to, Brodie Motlop, I suppose that's his, well, it's the coach's son, so I suppose that's his nephew. He was trying to give Brodie Motlop the goal, which is honourable. High tackle. Ashton Hams, 50 metres.
Copping a little bit of advice from the Pint crowd as well, but Hams, I reckon he deserves a goal in. He's worked tirelessly all
It's got to be a
night.
150-metre kick for him to get a goal. He kicks it across the face.
Much credit to him, though.
They set it up. The red-booted pair, Paholke and Lewis Smith, waxing for Palmerston. Motlop, how did he get that? Motlop again. I suppose it's down back. I've liked his game too, James Bennett. Goes forward to Williams. Williams flares it wide to Partington. Working hard, big pace. Did enough to force the throw in.
I think a really key point for Shannon Motlop here is this movement from the half-back line is spectacular. It's, I don't know if we can talk about it more, Ian, but I reckon, obviously, the losses for Pine have probably come against the top side, so I reckon it'd be nice to know that his side has the confidence to move the ball like that.
So does it mean someone's got to pick up Motlop playing on a half-back flank?
Probably, Ian, I would say. I mean, if he's causing this much damage.
Well, he has done for the last, he's been there for 2 weeks, and so Ashton Hams telling people to calm down, kicks across the face to one of his red-booted mates.
Should be only a few minutes left in this fourth term,
captain.
so Palmerston would just like it to get to the end here.
22.5 minutes in. Palmerston chip, chip, chip. Another chip forward, slow the play down. Tempo footy. It's a bit late to be playing tempo footy when you're 17 goals down. So that rain was terrific, wasn't it?
Well, it threatened and it's just disappeared totally, Ian, so...
Oh, okay. McDonald grabs it out of the ruck, goes by hand. He's a little bit undersized, McDonald, but by gee, you can't deny his effort. Running hard after the football, been a very, very good player. Lewis Smith for the Maggies. Hams, he's been excellent. Back to Lewis Smith. The big grab, but the only ones that take the grab are the pointers.
Yeah, I'd love to know how many marks Palmerston have actually taken inside their forward 50, because I doubt it would be a lot, Ian.
Not too many, you're quite right. Pint, he was off. Yeah, good call by the field umpire. Stepped off his line. Goes forward, and he's a brick wall on his own, isn't he? He doesn't need any other bricks. Ashton Hams.
I'm sure if Palmerston could clone him, I'm sure they would take it in a heartbeat. Ian?
Brodie Church kicked a goal earlier in the game.
Rolls out of bounds for a throw-in, and I reckon both sides now very happy.
Yeah, they
just
both
to let
put the cue in the rack. Yeah.
Let the game fizzle out, get to the siren. Healthy percentage booster for Pint tonight.
Over they go. Palmerston have the football, but down back there. Been okay, Ethan Smith. He's got a tick. Goes short to, but there he goes.
I wonder who this could be.
Yeah, have a look. One step and a bounce. Who is it? But I don't want to be critical. But one step and a bounce, is that being critical?
No, I reckon he's just showing off here.
Yeah. That's his face. There he is
guess
again.
who? Is that a no-look hand pass? Pulling out all the tricks, Stephen.
So they've someone, opposition teams, they've got to be onto him.
Absolutely. I know, obviously, when you think about tags, it's a midfielder or someone on the wing, but no, Stephen Motlop off half-back is probably equally as dangerous.
Oh, well, I would suggest so because his kicking is just so precise.
Absolutely. Pinpoint accuracy he's got.
Very good Dowsett. Over the back, clean bowled, picks it up, runs his full measure, stabs one in to the man in front, mark not taken. Cleaned up again. The skill error, as someone suggested to us at half-time walking past, relatively compared to PINT, there's just chalk and cheese, aren't there? PINT skill is consummate, and the skill of Palmerston is lacking. Plenty of time. Kick around the body. Expect Stephen Motlop to bob up.
I'm waiting for it, Ian. I'm waiting.
Agnew kicks it out wide. The skipper, Nathan Wills. Goes to Ashton Hams. If it's not Stephen Motlop, it's Ashton Hams. So they are a colossus, a pair of well, I don't know what the plural is of colossus, but anyway, they've both been fantastic across half-back the defensive area for their respective teams. Orlando Turner hasn't had much. Goes back to teammate. Trouble is doing this.
And there it is. It's the end, finally, for the Palmerston Magpies. If you're a fan of them, it's PINT, 20 goals, 7 behinds, 127, defeating the Magpies 3-2-20. Ian, it was an absolute PINT masterclass. Would you run us through the goal kickers for both sides?
Look, I'll try and get the multiples out first because Nicholas Steele up forward, the key forward, got 5. 4 to Silver Yusuf. 2 got Jai Hayward got a couple, and Warwick Williams got a couple. Singles to Liam Holt-Fitz, Lockie O'Brien, and Kyle Kirk got 2 goals, one in the first, one in the second. Single also Andrew Mead-Harding and Luke Partington. So hopefully that all adds up to 20 goals. And the goal kickers for Palmy, they're a little bit fewer and far between. Broderick Church 1, Tyson Mattiazzo 1, and Dustin Taylor 1 in the first quarter, the player that we didn't know in the first quarter. But a 107-point win. You were talking about percentage throughout the game. That is a percentage booster.
Yeah, I reckon they're probably over the Buffaloes. I know, I'm sure we'll see it at some stage in the near future, the updated ladder, but I reckon they have got Buffalo's position on the ladder in 5th. So massive implications as we close in on the Christmas break. And Ian, for some of the best players, I think, just to kick us off for Palmerston, Ashton Hams. He has been electric.
Stand out on his own. Perry Lewis-Smith was good for Palmy. Nathan Dowsett, the rangy defender, very good. Brodie Rudd was okay too. And I thought that Max Such-Taylor was also okay, but certainly not in order of better players, but Kyle Kirk did some good things. Mitch Pulmer, very good. Sam Kelfull, again. Stephen Motlop was just clearly the best player on the ground, in my view. Jai Hayward was good, and Warwick Williams had plenty of good moments.
Well, thank you for that, Ian. Thank you for joining me tonight, Ian. It's been PINT by 107 points here at Cazalys Arena. Good night, everyone.